Welcome to News, everybody. I'm your host, Odell, and I'm here on a special episode with artist, cover man. You see what he's drawing. This Savage Wolverines journey. Well, that's what this is. A lot of stuff. The one and only Jonathan Marks.
Hey guys.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This is fun.
So we're gonna jump right into the questions.
Yeah, sure, man.
We're gonna try and keep it a little bit more fan friendly this time. So, would you like to come back to a title that you've worked on before versus getting something brand new and challenging?
Yes. There's both. There's pros and cons to both, but I think and hope that I always feel like I could do better than whatever I just did, whatever I just finished. So yeah, if I had an opportunity to do the same character again, I would say yes, that'd be cool. Like I've done like Wolverine books in the past, which is great and super fun, and I loved it. But now, like as of today, I'm like I could definitely do Wolverine better than that. So, give me another Wolverine book, and then in another year, give me another Wolverine. You know what I mean? Like hopefully, and I'm always feeling like that. But yeah, but it's also like equally exciting to get offered something that you've never done before. So yeah, either one. As long as they give me work, man.
As long as the dollars keep
Yeah, man. As long as I'm on the shelf, then you know what I mean. It's like I'm happy.
So would you say that Wolverine would be the one book if it got a redo that you would use it on that?
Yeah, probably. Wolverine is my favorite character, and yeah, when I first started with Marvel, that was the book that I sort of put out there, just as almost like a joke, like. I think that I'd be good on this book and blah blah blah. Also, Wolverine's my favorite character. Ha ha ha. He's everybody's favorite character. And that's when they got back to me. It was like, hey, yeah, great. We have this script for Savage Wolverine. I think you'd be great for it. So that was amazing. And then they went and killed him off. So now I'm like, well, I did a couple issues of Savage and Wolverines and stuff. So I drew him a couple times. And I did one of the annuals. But that was it, and now he's gone for probably not very long. But yeah, that would probably be the big one because like as a fan, he's my favorite, and I think that like as an artist, I've improved, and I do things a little differently now. So it'd be fun to experiment with that again.
Not to jump in from off screens. Hey guys, you can't see me. I'm the producer. I do a horrible job, but I'm here. I have a question about the death of Wolverine. As a fan, you say he's one of your favorite characters, and as he is one of mine. How did you feel about the way they actually killed him?
I actually thought it was a really good story.
Really?
Yeah. And Odell and I were talking like off camera before as well. I like when they announced that they were going to kill him off. I wasn't super bummed.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little nervous because like it has to be done well because I love the character. But I was like, this could be an opportunity for new stories and new characters and stuff like that. So I wasn't against it. And then I actually thought the story was really good. I was glad that it wasn't like a huge, Sabretooth and Omega Red came, and then they, and it was this big, like, and Wolverine saved the world. I liked that it was like a very small,
and personal,
and very emotional. Yeah, I mean, like a final act of heroism, and then quiet. I thought it was actually really good.
Yeah, I agree. It was like full circle.
Yeah,
I thought it was really wonderful.
Yeah.
But I was just curious,
Yeah, I mean, and I feel that way about most of these like deaths or changes, or like if it's a good story, then I'm all for it. Because also like, I mean, Wolverine's been around for whatever, like 40 or 50 years or something, like a second, and a lot of these,
in real time, not comic book.
And yeah. In comic book time, it's like it's
it
a couple 100 years or like,
He's about 400 or 500.
He's been around. Yeah, I can't keep track of that stuff. But he's around for a second in real time, and like the same with like changes for Batman or Captain America. Like these characters have been around for 75 years or something. So I'm willing to take a chance and like let's do something completely different, because ultimately too, like it's gonna come back around to Wolverine's. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like for better or for worse, Wolverine's gonna be back. Like Thor's gonna be a man again. You know what I mean? Like. And I actually, like, this has nothing to do with anything. Like, the Thor now is rad. I think it's great. Like, I don't want to ruin if anyone's behind, like, who it is, but the...
No, it's okay. You can ruin it. It's fine.
All right, well...
We ruin stuff all the time.
Okay, cool. Well, Jane Foster Thor is just great, I think. I really like it. But anyway, but again, like, regardless of how you feel about that, it's gonna be Thor again. Captain America's gonna be Steve Rogers again. Like, so definitely try new things and kill the characters off and bring them back or change this. I'm into it. I like it. So.
Yeah. So I've noticed over your body of work as far as Dark Towers, you've been steadily asked to take on more and more, from just being the penciler first to being a colorist and an inker. Is it difficult to juggle all that, or is it kind of like it's cool because I get to control everything?
The amount of work that I've been doing has actually been my choice, rather than the editorial choice, because exactly I want to be more in control of it. And I've worked with great inkers and great colorists, but for me, especially on a book like The Dark Tower, where you can do, I don't know how familiar you guys are, or you guys with the story, but there's opportunities to do, like, to sort of delve into characters' subconscious, and there's different worlds, and so there's excuses for there to all of a sudden be, a panel that's painted in oil, or a panel that's only, highlights of an emotion or something like that. So reading the scripts, that was my choice, to be like, I want to take on more, just to see through my vision a little bit more accurately. And to be honest, I don't know how the colorists feel about it, but yeah, that's me. And as I move forward, that's something I would love to do, a book all on my own. To do a big like a painted book. I love some of my big influences are guys like Kent Williams and George Pratt, and guys who have done these really artistic, and I know that these books don't sell particularly well.
Well, plus great books though.
But yeah, exactly, and they look. I have no problem. I love comics that look like comics.
Sure.
But as an artist, I'm always drawn to something that looks different. Like to push for something that's just visually a change. So I would like to, the stuff that I'm doing with The Dark Tower is like me getting comfortable taking on that much work, and me getting comfortable like actually working that way and doing, just inking my own stuff, and then doing watercolors, and then doing oils, and then seeing how it works, like if I can budget or balance the time to make it work, and to see if I can make it look the way that I actually want it to look. So yeah, the more and more work that I'm doing on the books is because I'm choosing. Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know who's like if it's if everyone is happy about it or not, but it's important to me. So.
And that's all that matters.
Exactly. Well.
So that's the most.
Yeah, it's what matters to me. So yeah, I don't know.
So would you say your process changes any taking on that much of a role?
The technique to do the work will change, but the process that I do is still much the same. I work all traditionally, all on boards with brushes and pens and pencils and a little light box, and it's a ton of work. Like a lot of guys who do digital, there's pros and cons to it, but you cut out a lot of steps, which is great. But I don't do any of that. So the sort of the lead up to doing the actual page is the same regardless of whether I'm penciling or inking or painting. Thumbnails that the editor approves, and then a full size sort of layout where I'll block in the shapes, and then I use a light box to go over those shapes, and then ink on top of on the actual comic book board, and then paint that or ink that or nothing if I'm not going to do anything with it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
tired,
that is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. just working all the time. So, but
At least you're doing something you enjoy.
Exactly.
I mean, like you said, you get that control and you kind of get the. Is it hard sometimes, or is there? Maybe I should ask you this way: are there certain writers that you've worked with where when you're reading their scripts, you go, "Oh God, yes, I get it," and it's like, or then there's others where you read and you go, "What is he talking about?"
yeah, sometimes the I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus.
No, you don't have to
But
mention
no.
names,
Sometimes even like the most experienced writers,
Sure.
You'll get like the scripts that I get. I'm sure you guys have seen.
Mhm.
It's like a movie script almost, or like a play. And sometimes there will be the description of an action, and this is like a well-known example. Like panel 1, character A enters the room, talks to character B, gets a drink.
Yeah, it's like 3
Which is
things.
a lot of things, and then exits the room, which is a lot to convey in an image. So
Yeah.
sometimes you get like sort of things like that where the action is, there's so much going on that you're like, mother, like come on.
Really,
like,
even at
I
a higher
can't-
level?
Yeah, and it is
Nice.
rare,
Okay.
but yeah, it does happen. And honestly, like when that happens, I'll either reach out to my editor or I'll just do it and I'll just change it. I'll add a panel if I need to add a panel. And I know most writers that I've spoken to don't mind if you add, but never take away a panel.
Makes sense.
Which does make sense because that's basically their job. Like that's changing the flow of the story. That's changing the action that they want in there.
Sure.
But sometimes, every once in a while, I will add a panel, and then also like more specific to what you're saying. Sometimes I will get scripts that's like for some of the Wolverine stuff. Wolverine encounters a pack of wolves, and you're like, fuck yes, like definitely that happened. Yeah, this is all that I want to draw. The first couple books I did, it was all wolves and snow, and it was like it was awesome. It was perfect for me.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I could draw. I really wish I could draw now.
Yeah, it sounds. Well, I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work too.
It is a lot of.
Maybe I'll just enjoy other people's.
That sounds easier.
Yeah.
Is there any character that you haven't got to work on yet that you want to like chomp
Oh,
at the bit?
tons, man. Yeah, definitely.
Who are your top 3?
Hey, top 3, like the big names.
Or just
Anybody you want.
that you want. If you're like, okay, here,
It's like
any publisher,
Yeah.
creator owned, doesn't matter. Who are the 3 you want?
Who
to work with?
watches this? I'm gonna tailor it to
If it's
specific.
probably nobody that has any say in any of the ones that you want to work with.
I feel like this is one of those questions I should have.
You should
I should have it down just in
Kind of
case.
like when you're at the Oscars. Oh, I had
Yeah,
no idea.
I had no
Let me
idea,
open
yeah.
up my,
Swamp Thing is
Nice.
definitely.
I bet that would be a fun. That seems like
I
it'd
would
be a
love
fun
to
one.
do. And Swamp Thing has a great history
Mm,
of
yeah.
great art and great writers. I would love to work on Swamp Thing. Oh man, I think Doctor Strange
Yes.
would be super fun and a good fit for me.
You hear that, Marvel?
Yeah,
Doctor Strange. Let's make it happen.
let's do it. Yeah. Let's see. Number 3, looking around trying to get. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Oh, actually, Joe, Hellboy. I
Yes.
love Hellboy, and I think
Yes.
again that would be like a good fit for me. Like I also love. There are books that I think that I love to read as a fan, but I would be a terrible choice to do the art on.
Oh yeah, what are those?
Like I would never want to do like a Fantastic Four book or a Spider-Man
They
book.
still make
or,
those?
I don't think for much longer. I think that now that's a whole nother thing. But like books like they're fun, but I wouldn't want, or like Superman even. I wouldn't. But yeah, Hellboy, Doctor Strange, and Swamp Thing.
So kind of the darker,
Yeah.
more like you said, kind of crazy out there.
Yeah. Some stuff that's a little bit more organic. Like the settings are more organic. There's magic and horror books and stuff like that. I think I'm a better fit. And like I said, the way that I want to take the art into that more sort of almost like experimental or emotional stuff. I think it fits with books like that more than like even X-Men or
Absolutely.
or Superman or something like that. So
Anybody can dress a Betty. Muscle bound.
I mean, it's and there's sort of an expectation for some of those books too. And there's great artists obviously who've worked on those big names. artists whose work I love and admire, and would love to be able to do, but there's an expectation for Superman to look a certain way,
Sure.
and I don't know that I would fit into that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So now I have a couple of questions that aren't on here.
Cool.
What is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you as far as from a fan?
Like at a convention or something?
Or you walking down the street, or
Nothing really. I think that I'm still new enough to the game that I don't have crazy stories. I did have one. It's not crazy. It was weird. Like I was at the Marvel table at San Diego or something, and a dude was just like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to San Diego Comic-Con, but
now the news budget,
dude,
doesn't fit us.
It's hey man, my Marvel budget doesn't fit into that. It's nuts. It's a crazy show. So it's super busy, and I had my portfolio and was like, some dude's like, rushing by and sort of bumps into me. He's like, oh, what's that? Is that your art? I was like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, can I see? So I was like, yeah, sure, man. Like, so I open it up, and he's like doesn't even stop walking. He's just like, oh yeah, cool, man, cool, and just keeps going. I was like, oh, okay, like you, yeah, like, all right, man. Like, I don't have to show you, but that's it. Like nothing weird. I'm trying to think. I don't really have any good stories.
That's all right. Nothing yet.
Nothing
They'll
yet.
Come.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll come.
Give it time.
I want to work on a book where I'm at a convention and someone shows up cosplaying as a character that I drew. That'd be cool.
Well, you just gotta give them, like you said, Hellboy, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
All kinds of
Get some monster dressed up. Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
Okay, so I'm hoping you go to the movies.
Oh yeah.
Which one are you most excited to see? Batman versus Superman, Civil War, or Star Wars?
Or X-Men,
or
any of them
X-Men,
that are coming
or
out.
Deadpool, or the list goes.
Oh right.
Don't feel obligated.
Captain America.
Yes.
Of these, I feel like I should say Star Wars, but if I'm honest, Captain America, then Star Wars, then Batman, Superman.
It's okay.
I think.
We feel the same way. Well,
Yeah. I think I actually like Deadpool. I think that I saw that trailer that they did ages ago. It looks like it'll be fun and funny. I'm a little wary of some of the movies. Some of the non-Marvel Studios movies haven't been as good as the Marvel.
Okay.
Studios.
You can say
Well,
no, I would say
except for 3.
Well, the two newest X-Men were okay, and then now they're gonna take a major jump on the next one. It looks like, but.
No comment.
Sorry, I just saw the trailer.
I did too.
It was so bad. You can say it. You don't have to say it.
Yeah.
It looks
Well,
so
no,
bad.
it's like
Apocalypse
the opposite way. When I saw that Captain America trailer, I was like
yes,
making
Whoa.
hooting and hollering
Weird
in
sounds.
my
I was
seat
doing that.
when Black Panther showed
Yes,
up. I was like, whoa! But my dog jumped. He's like, what? Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
But that looks awesome.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I
that
was
looks really good.
I was in bed and my wife is like half asleep and I'm like, got my earphones in and so it's like blaring
Yeah.
loud and then all of a sudden Black Panther.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Don't worry
Nothing.
about it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Yeah. Captain
That's
America
how it
looks
was.
awesome. That one.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Soon, I think, right?
Yeah.
Spring.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
In 4 months. Like that.
I think
I don't know
Okay.
what month it is. It's just been one of those days.
Christmas, man. It's
Yeah.
December.
Oh,
Can't you
my
tell?
God.
80
Oh, I know.
degrees
Yeah,
outside.
the 78-degree weather. I don't know what made me think otherwise.
People running around in shorts outside.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Do it, man. Nuts.
It's a question. There is a Dark Tower movie in the making.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Having now, being a part of, this side of it, the comic side of it.
I feel like the Dark Tower movie has been in the works for like 30 years.
Yes.
So I'm not putting too much stock in it. I did just see that Idris Elba is like a front runner to play Roland, which I think is being met with some controversy.
Sure.
As would always be the case. But I think Idris Elba's awesome.
Yeah.
And Matthew McConaughey is the Man in Black, who's also awesome. So, but yeah, honestly, like, if they make it, then cool. It'll get more people interested in the comics, hopefully, which is good for me.
Sure.
But like, it's been in the works for so long. I'm like, maybe if they make it, cool. If they don't, I'm not sweating it. But it's a great story. I actually read the Dark Tower books recently, like when I was offered the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
I'd read the first one when I was a little young, like when I was working in cafes and bars and stuff. So I'd read a little bit here and there, but didn't like get super into it. But then was offered this work. I was like, oh, cool. So I went back and read that. And it's great. I like genuinely just as a fan, I think that they're great stories. So I just read all of those and then started reading the older comics.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm doing the newer one. So it's cool. So yeah, it's a cool universe to play in.
Now, does that happen a lot where you're like, you get some work and you say, oh, you know, it's kind of out of the blue, like it sounds like this one was, and maybe you're familiar with it, maybe you're not, and you end up like really falling in love with the material? Or is it usually just, you know, this is fun, but it's still work kind of thing?
No, it's still, it is work.
Mm-hmm.
It's both fun and work. Like I think that you're kidding yourself if you want it to be fun all the time. Like it's still a job, and like I was saying, it's not even like a 9 to 5. It's, you know, like I work from, I mean, I've got my own little schedule set up, but I work typically like, let's say 8 to 12 hours, 6 or 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a constant thing, but it's also super fun. All the books that I've worked on, if I haven't known the characters, then I just go back and read it. And sometimes you like the Dark Tower, you know, it's immediately like, this is great and this is a great fit and I love this story. And sometimes, I mean, I haven't worked on any books where I'm like, this is just shit, man. This is such a chore to read it and I don't want to be involved. But yeah, there's a couple times where I haven't been as familiar, and then you just sort of familiarize yourself quick and then sort of jump into it. I'm a little bit of a stickler for continuity as a fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if I am working on a book, I definitely want to at least visually acknowledge like stuff that has happened before. So I definitely try to do as much research as I can. And the cool thing about working for these companies now is that like if I need reference, then I can just ask them for it.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of like old back issue or stuff that's hard to find. Sometimes I do that anyway, just because like I still buy a ton of comics. But yeah, I haven't had anything where it's been like this is terrible or a chore. But like I said, it's long days. It is still a job, fun job, but it's a job. Yeah.
I'm out of questions. Do you
All right.
know what I mean?
No, maybe tell people. I know, like you said, you're trying to build your fan base now, right? So do you
Yeah.
have a Twitter or website, anything like that?
I
that you
have.
want people
I'm on Instagram. It's Johnathan Marks Art. Is the handle?
Yep. Sure, that works.
Jeez, I'm such an idiot. I'm like an old man. I'm like, well,
I'm on the Instagram.
the internet say. Yeah, no, I'm on Instagram and Tumblr. It's Johnathan Marks Art. If you're in Richmond, I am doing a signing at Stories Comics on Broad Street on this Wednesday when the next Dark Tower book comes out.
Yes.
Super exciting.
Can't wait to be there.
Number 4.
Number 4, yeah, 4 or 5. So we're coming down the home stretch, and then that's going to lead into something else. That
Are you attached to the next thing?
I
as well?
am. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
excellent.
So you heard it here first.
We can go see it.
Yeah, just buy it, regardless of what it is.
Whatever
Buy
it is and whatever it is.
Just
comes out
buy
good.
it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's it. I don't think I have
That's great.
anything
No,
else to plug. Yeah.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being
Yeah.
here.
This was super fun. Thanks, guys.
Well, to everybody out there, we're going to take off. You guys be cool. Keep reading. I'm Odell. This is Johnathan Marks. That's James over there, the disembodied voice you've been hearing. And we're noobs. Peace.